Before we get into anything today, I want you to take a breath, a real one, not the autopilot kind. Just pause for 5 seconds and breathe like your peace actually matters, because it does. The truth is, most people don't lose their minds overnight. They give them away, piece by piece. Every time they argue over nonsense, explain themselves to people committed to misunderstanding them, or chase validation in places that never respected them in the first place. And then they wonder why they feel drained, scattered, reactive. It's not a mystery, it's a pattern. What we're talking about today is not just a mindset, it's a decision to stop leaking energy to everything that doesn't serve your peace. A decision to get serious about your mental space the same way you'd protect your home. You wouldn't let just anyone walk in, track dirt on your floor, and start shouting in your living room. So why do we let them do it in our heads? This isn't about becoming untouchable, it's about becoming intentional. You can care deeply and still be unbothered. You can love people and still have limits. You can show up fully and still protect your center. That's what real power looks like. So if you've ever said, "I'm tired, I can't keep doing this," or "I just want peace," this is for you. Let's get into the mindset that makes you unbothered. Peace is a choice, not a circumstance. This truth will change your life when you let it sink in. We're taught to believe that peace is something that shows up once the chaos is gone, once everyone's acting right, the bills are paid, and nothing unexpected happens. But that kind of peace is conditional, fragile, and ultimately a lie. Real peace, the kind that makes you unbothered, doesn't wait for perfection. It's forged in the middle of the mess. It's not about pretending everything is okay. It's about knowing you are okay, no matter what is going on. There's a massive difference between being peaceful and being passive. Choosing peace doesn't mean you're avoiding problems or living in denial. It means you've made a deliberate decision not to hand over your emotional state to external events. You stop giving power to other people's opinions, reactions, or dysfunction. You realize your inner world is yours to manage. And that management starts with awareness. When you wake up and decide, "Today, I protect my peace," you're setting the tone for how you show up, how you respond, and what you allow to touch your spirit. But make no mistake, this mindset is a discipline. It's something you commit to daily, even hourly, because life will constantly test you. Someone will say something rude, plans will fall apart, traffic will slow you down, or someone will disappoint you. Your old self might have reacted with frustration, anger, or anxiety, but your grounded self, the one you're building, will pause, breathe, choose. That pause is power. That breath is where peace begins. Because in that moment you remember, you don't have to absorb everything, you don't have to react to everything, you don't even have to understand everything, you just have to stay centered. That's why emotional regulation is not a luxury, it's a survival skill. It's about catching yourself before the spiral, rerouting the inner monologue that wants to catastrophize, overanalyze, or replay. Protecting your peace means you stop negotiating with stress like it owns you. It doesn't. You are not obligated to be in panic mode because everyone else is. You are not required to match energy with chaos. Your calm isn't weakness, it's command. And let's talk about how people might not like your peace. Some will call it distant, unbothered, or cold. Let them. They've been conditioned to think constant reactivity equals caring. But here's the truth. You can love people deeply and still not let their chaos invade your calm. You can care and still not carry. When you finally learn to honor your own nervous system, you'll see how much of your past peace was sacrificed for the sake of being liked, being polite, being agreeable. That version of you is done. You're choosing a new standard now. It's not selfish to prioritize your mental state. It's self-leadership. It's not rude to exit a conversation that's going nowhere but downhill. It's wisdom. It's not arrogance to say, "I don't have the bandwidth for this today." It's self-awareness. When you get this, when you start practicing it daily, when you choose stillness over stimulation, solitude over noise, and depth over drama, you realize how much lighter life feels. Not because life changed, but because you did. And that's the real flex. A mind you know how to return to no matter what's going on outside. Your energy is currency, and the truth is, most people are bankrupt because they spend it like it's unlimited. They react to everything, engage in every argument, and try to fix things that were never theirs to fix. But the mindset of being unbothered means understanding that not everything requires your attention. Not every invitation to chaos deserves your RSVP. You start to realize that silence is a response, walking away is a strategy, and indifference is sometimes the highest form of self-respect. We live in a world that constantly pressures you to care about everything, to stay plugged into every debate, every injustice, every opinion someone throws your way. But this level of emotional inflation is unsustainable. Being unbothered doesn't mean you're heartless. It means you're intentional. You care where it counts. You choose where to invest your thoughts, your time, and your soul. Everything else, it's background noise. Let people talk. Let them misunderstand you. Let them be wrong about you. Not everything deserves correction. Not every slight needs a response. You don't have to attend every conflict you're invited to. That's not avoidance. It's evolution. Most people think of boundaries as walls, but they're actually doors. Doors you choose to open or close based on who and what honors your peace. When you're truly unbothered, it's not because you've escaped life's challenges, but because you've designed a life where your peace isn't constantly under attack. Boundaries are how you teach the world how to treat you. They're not about controlling others. They're about protecting yourself. And here's the hard truth. The people who benefit from your lack of boundaries will be the loudest when you set them. But that discomfort isn't your problem to fix. Your job is not to keep everyone comfortable. Your job is to stay true to your values, your time, your energy. Every time you say yes to something that drains you, you're saying no to something that could restore you. Boundaries flip that script. They reclaim your time. They give you back your mind. They draw a line between who you were when you tolerated everything and who you are now. Someone who knows peace isn't passive. It's a power move. We're conditioned to believe that caring means clinging, that love means control, and that involvement means entanglement. But detachment breaks that illusion. It's not about disconnecting from people or becoming emotionless. It's about separating your inner peace from outcomes you can't control. Detachment is choosing clarity over chaos, reality over fantasy, and presence over obsession. When you detach, you stop living in reaction mode. You stop letting every shift in someone else's mood dictate the temperature of your day. You stop building your identity around being needed, being validated, or being accepted. That kind of living is exhausting and unsustainable. Detachment frees you. It reminds you, you are not your circumstances. You are not what happens to you. You are not responsible for everyone's healing. You are responsible for staying rooted in yourself and showing up from a place of grounded truth. People might say you've changed, and they'll be right, because you're no longer hooked by the same things. You're no longer addicted to the drama, the outcomes, the need to prove yourself. You observe instead of absorb. You respond instead of react. You let go instead of holding tight to what was never yours. That's not coldness. That's growth. That's clarity. That's peace.